commenced the game, the great rivalry game between the Magpies and the Redlegs at Football Park. We've got a magnificent day for it, a packed stadium and a great game at hand. Off the ground goes Brown, he pushes it forward as far as Geneva. The Redlegs on the defensive already as Hutton goes forward. He looks for Odgers out on a lead. Beautiful hands to get it over to Smith. That was magnificent, slick work. Short by Smith to Wanganeen is great football by the Magpies.
What an opening, the Magpies straight into attack, down the left-hand forward flank and into attack, and this guy Gavin Wanganeen has been a star in recent weeks. Should not miss from here.
He'll kick from about 30 metres, 45-degree angle. The camera is right behind him. Let's ride it with him. It'll be a great opener for the Magpies. He makes no mistake as he kicks his first.
Well, it took about 45 seconds for Port to put their first goal on the board, and what slick work it was. Geneva got it out. Hutton with the left foot wasn't his best kick. Hodges, the quick hands across toward Wanganeen, and a strong mark taken by the young fellow. He didn't miss from about 25 metres out, and so Port first blood at the 1 minute mark, first quarter.
Norwood have got Sheldrick at centre half back. They've got Maynard at full back. And Robrin at centre half forward. So a few moves. Of course, they've also got Aish up on a half forward flank. So shuffled their side a little bit from their last week's encounter against the Roosters at Norwood, where of course they went down. Laurie Argent in your screen. He's joined today by David Weston. They'll have control of this big match. 1.5 minutes in already, the Magpies away to a great start. Brown again, but it's Payne. Fresh back from that eye injury, goes forward. Already Robrin in the play as he gets down. The big fella did well to get it out, but oh, the handball's astray. He wanted Aish, he found Tregenza. Bodies fly everywhere. Geneva onto Brown is good. Oh, he gives up the footy. It's a mistake, but finally it's Warhurst who gets it. Tough football out there. Scanlon goes down. It's a good tackle. Dandioka takes Geneva, but the Redlegs go forward. Opportunity for Robrin. First to it will be Phillips. Does well to get there first. Beautifully got up by Phelps. Abernathy to Hutton is good. Bodies go down. This is going to be a tough game. It's already on out there. Already tough. Jarman to Robrin is good. Robrin puts it forward, but he's offline. And of course, Bucky Robrin played most of his, or started his career as a ruckman, then straight into that back pocket where he's played since.
Yes, he's probably better suited to a forward position, I'd think. Hasn't played as he played early in the season in that back pocket position, and maybe that's the reason they need him at centre half forward. The kick out short to Marnie, and in that previous exchange, the umpire went down. Laurie Argent got too close to the action. Tregenza tries to break the tackle. The handball across to Darren Smith, who picks the ball up, but his handball is wide. It's out of bounds on that centre wing. Laurie Argent in your screen, joined by David Weston. He looks to be okay. The umpire went down in a clash at centre half forward in the Norwood forward area. Throw in over the top. Sheldrick got his hand to it, I thought. Coming through was Rowe, caught with it. Wanganeen's tackle was strong, caught holding the ball. Free kick is paid. Gavin Wanganeen from centre wing, looking for a 50-metre penalty. Won't be paid. Immaculate conditions here at Footy Park. Great crowd. Should be a great game. Oh, that's a big leap from behind. Hines, is the mark taken or paid? It is not. Umpire's coming in to sort it out, and umpire David Weston decided to bounce on that occasion. Hines had pretty much of that ball, or a fair bit of it, you might say, but not enough for umpire Weston. Bounce down. Sheldrick got the tap back. Scanlon the handball out. Rowe again with the left foot, only as far as Williams it might have been. It might have been Tregenza. Anyhow, Andrew Jarman has got the ball and he puts it back to the centre wing. Northeast in position to mark and does so strongly.
Plays on quickly on his unnatural leg. He's right, he goes forward. Opportunity for Rowan Smith, couldn't take it. Lester Ross there, he goes to ground, still has the ball, goes up to Scanlon, quick hands to Rowe. In turn, he goes wide to Zimmerman. So from half back, the Redlegs take the pressure off themselves. Underneath it, Robin always taking a strong mark on Phillips. And the big fella, he's down as far as centre wing now. He wants to go on quickly, he puts it in. He's looking for Claby out on a lead, but it's Phelps from behind who takes a good strong mark. Wide to Fiarchi. He goes out towards centre wing. Andrew Jarman will be there, but so too Darren Smith, he leaves it behind. Sheldrick, too high on him. Play on's the call. Dantocchia goes forward. Over the 50-metre line they go. Big jump by Pittman, couldn't control it. Aish, they're in his back, and he'll get the free kick. Port supporters don't like it. They think he gets far too many free kicks, but we couldn't argue about that one. From 50-metre line, he goes in short, and he finds Big Pascoe. Playing it full forward. It was a good lead and a good delivery.
And a bit too loose, I would think, for the Port defence to let a player of Pascoe's size get in front for a start and give him 5 metres as well. He had that at the ball, and Aisha's pass was good.
At various times has been very accurate, and other times loose in front of goals. So let's have a look at Andrew Pascoe. They'd like to get this one away, but not on that occasion. Justice is done, say the Port supporters, as Pascoe misses and brings up the first score for the Redlegs. They trail by 5 points.
It was definitely a free kick to Aish. There was no doubt about it. That at half forward, he used his nous and got his body in front. Hutton has the ball. He's in the back pocket, looking toward the centre wing, covering a fair bit of distance. Hines underneath it, Warhurst with him. Warhurst, the hand on the shoulder of Hines. The free kick is seen by Laurie Argent. So Hines goes forward. Short kick to no one in particular. Getting in there quickly was Sheldrick. Working hard also for Port Adelaide. Picking it up is Marnie to Brown. Brown short. Hodges on the lead. Didn't take that one. A little bit high for him. Rodney Maynard, who has the job on him, mops up well. Andrew Jarman short to David Payne. That's good movement wide to Rowe. Rowe down toward the half-forward area. That is not a good kick at all. Jeffrey Phelps swallowed that one up. Said thank you very much.
Norwood players angry the ball didn't go further left, but they've got to run to the leg. Can't do impossible things under pressure. Beautiful tap on. Opportunity for Brown. They both decide to shepherd Jarman. He virtually takes the ball. He's ridden into the ground, but Laurie Argent says we'll just throw it in. Interesting, Brown and Hutton both decided to shepherd for each other. The thought was right. So obviously there wasn't a lot of voice between them, and they let Andrew Jarman through, but to no real advantage. It went out of bounds. Payne stays over the ball, goes to Jarman. He's caught, throws it forward and into the attacking area. It was a bad disposal by Jarman. Norwood players have to do battle to save the ball. Wanganeen goes to ground, and David Weston decides to bounce.
A few players unhappy with each other in there, but they'll sort it out once the ball gets moving. It is now with Warhurst onto the left boot, into the centre. Russell Johnson playing a kick behind the players of Ruckman, takes the mark, plays on quickly, the kick down toward Hodges, taken by Maynard, spears the handball out. Scanlon, short, D'Antokia, messed that one up, didn't take it at all cleanly. Andrew Jarman did. Across to Tanner. Tanner in the centre of the ground, making hard work of it, can't get it out. Not a lot of support there, plenty of Port tackling. Keith Thomas said, well, I'd like to take that one away, but umpire David Weston will bounce in the centre of the ground. Port Adelaide 1 goal on the board through the agency of Gavin Wanganeen in the first minute, and Norwood 2 points to their credit. Brown comes through, but in the meantime the umpire's seen the free kick being held on to was Scanlon. And on defensive side of centre, he puts it toward the half-forward area. Fiacci, the big fly from behind, didn't spoil. The ball came to ground. Anyway, Thomas, that's a good shepherd to allow Robran into Payne. Payne can go toward the half-forward area. That kick is smothered. Brown will get in there close to it. Couldn't take the mark at any rate because it was touched off the boot. Phelps the handball out. Northeast is in there as well, and the umpire's paid a free kick holding on. Keith Thomas.
Soft free kick on that occasion, really didn't have him at all. Thomas lucky to get it. The Redlegs forward, far as Pittman, who takes a good mark. As well, Keith Thomas was over the ball, and he wasn't really retarded. He played it up a little bit and got the free kick. So the 2 first shots for goal by all the big fellas, or the 3 at least, Robran, Pascoe and now Pittman. Let's see if the third of the big men can finally put one away for the Redlegs. They need it. 8 minutes gone, first quarter, and he comes. And the big men not having a successful ploy in front of goals at present.
Well, that is not a good start for Norwood, and Coach Neil Baum wouldn't be happy. 3 shots, well within range, and not much angle on them. They really should have completed the goals, and it makes the work downfield for the blokes awfully hard when they see kicks going and miss like that. Ben Harris tried to keep it in play, but couldn't. Boundary umpire will throw it in, almost on centre wing in front of the stand. David Hutton getting away on his centre wing too, and getting a lot of those kick-outs from fullback Jeffrey Phelps. Hines takes it. The handball across was good. Stephen Williams, intelligent tap on. Gives the chance now for Wanganeen. He got it off Hutton. Wanganeen goes forward. Hodges is the chance. Deep into the forward pocket. The big full forwards there. Maynard holding his hammer. What did the umpire do? Lets it play on. Good decision. Marnie, the handball out, thwarted. Maynard is in there again. That is good play, Rodney Maynard. The handball to James, and he gets out of strike with a great handball into the centre. Running player is Andrew Jarman. A little slow in getting boot to ball, but finds Pittman. Pittman is too far out to score, I think. Looking for a runner. Jarman made the move, but a little bit late. They've got options up forward. Pascoe makes the lead, puts it out in front of that player, goes for it. The spoil came from behind by Harris. Abernathy taps it out. Rowe is always dangerous. Can't get the ball on this occasion. Northeast from behind. The umpires paid the free in the back.
I think both umpires at the moment, Bucky, are looking for free kicks. But if they've paid that one, they probably should have paid Hodges at the other end of the ground. They're trying to keep control. There's a bit of a fight on just at the Claby and Phillips only metres behind the mark. But, they're going to pay quick free kicks. They've got to pay them all or let it go and take the risk that the game might get a little out of hand. His third kick, Rowe. He'll kick from 40 metres. At last for the Redlegs, they put one home.
First goal on the board. The Port supporters don't like it. And the umpires have got to be consistent from now and pay those free kicks. Certainly Rowe was the player at the ball. He was hassled from behind. Northeast was the player. And, well, you've got to make up your own mind on that one. The scoreboard, 1 goal, 3-9. Port Adelaide, and that is Norwood. And Port Adelaide are 1 goal, 6 points, 11 minutes into the first quarter.
In ruck, Russell Johnson will come from the right of your screen. He'll be opposed to young David Pittman. There's no one who touches that one. Finally, it's Johnson who belts one forward. While getting back and doing it well was Tom Warhurst. Got it up as far as D'Antocchio. Quick hands. He got it away to James. His kick is high. Underneath it, Phillips. He'll do battle against Robran. Oh, he does well, Greg Phillips, to keep control. That is a good bit of play by the veteran. Goes wide. Tregenza overruns it. Brett Hand gives the opportunity to Thomas. Oh, he gives the ball up. Has to fight off. The ground goes Tregenza. Loose ball, eastern boundary line. It's Jarman. Goes through the pack. Wants a trip. Looked at the umpire. That's holding the ball. Gets waited for the free kick rather than just keep going. Good shepherd behind play to allow Geneva forward. Hodges on the lead. That's the way it goes, and they've completed the play. Since he's been out on a lead, Hodges, in the last 2 months, he has been exceptional. He's kicked something like 10 or more goals in, or 10 or more goals in 5 games, should I say. Exceptional effort. In he comes from 45 metres. Usually very deadly. On this occasion, a little offline. Remembering he's kicking into a bit of a breeze there. So at the 13-minute mark, Norwood 1-3-9. They lead Port Adelaide 1 goal, 1-7.
It's good work by Geneva to get it in, but gee, the shepherd by Gavin Wanganeen was a superb one. Hutton got up high from the kick out to thump it back towards centre half forward. The handball came wide from Sheldrick. Payne, long run down that centre wing. He's had 3 bounces, had 4. Now he can go toward the full forward area with a well-placed kick. Puts it up into that area. Phillips is back there from behind. Claby. Well, he was let go by himself. Phillips was contesting with Robran, and Claby came from behind. Phelps was the player. Claby's decided to play on. Now he's put himself in all sorts of strife. He'll have to kick from a more acute angle. Puts it back, centres the ball. Phillips takes the mark. Always clever with a handball. That wasn't such a good one by Abernathy to Fiachi, and puts the ball out of bounds, and that is not good defensive work. The umpire with David Weston has sent a free kick. Push in the back to Fiachi. And again, that's one of those Ticky Touchwood free kicks, this time favouring Port Adelaide. George Fiachi from the back pocket toward half-back flank. Johnson with Pittman, neither of those mark. James got it out. D'Antocchio is over the top of the ball, still ferreting it out. Over the top, Keith Thomas gets it across to Tanner. The run provided by James, couldn't take it. Picked up by Stephen Williams, almost. He was dragged off, it wasn't paid a free kick. Picked up by Claby, now long toward the goal front, but that is offline, and a further point to Norwood. Takes them to 1-4. Port Adelaide 1-1.
Brenton Claby in your screen. He's played in defence on the ball. Played in the centre on Alan Stringer in a final against Glenelg last year. Made a bit of a name for himself. Very volatile player, aggressive player at the ball. The kick in towards half-back for the Magpies. Grandstand side. Can't be controlled by David Hutton, and we'll have a ball in. 15 minutes gone. We're in the first quarter. It's the Redlegs by 3 points. Pittman and Johnson in ruck. This will be a good duel all day. Johnson got his hand to it, no real advantage. Jarman behind the pack. He goes to ground. James works hard. Feeds it out to Dantocher. He's got Tanner loose. Inside to Jarman. Opportunity now for the legs as Jarman goes into the open goal. He makes no mistake to kick his first.
Good players like Andrew Jarman don't miss those opportunities, and that was a great setup. Terrific handball involving James and Tanner and Dantocher, and eventually the handball came out and the free running player, Andrew Jarman, took it. He appears to be playing at half-forward flank and also having a run on the ball, so they really have swapped their side around. A good goal to Norwood, takes them to 2-4-16. Port Adelaide a 1-1-7.
That would mean that Dantocher is playing in the centre of the ground, and that's a big challenge for him on Williams. So Norwood placing this, or revamping their side at least to get some bite as Rowan Smith chips it out to Tregenza. His kick is good into Tranganine, beautifully taken by Brown. He chips it out to Darren Smith. Opportunity for Darren Smith from half forward. His kick is good, but too low. Well read by Rodney Maynard, who'll relieve the pressure for the Redlegs. He goes wide to Rowe. Opportunity now for Rowe. Prodigious kick getter. Doesn't use it as well if there's any fair criticism. Pittman's got it, but he's going to be caught. Tanner very quickly on to Dantocher. They're overusing it, the legs, but they might get away with it. Ross to Tanner was very, very good indeed. Out of the leaders, Claby. He's got away for a couple of minutes, Claby. Play-on's the call. Wide to try and find Payne. Fiachi will go with Payne. Oh, he's all on his back. He has to get a free kick there. Clever work by Payne.
Well, that was an obvious one. Some of the other free kicks may not have been so obvious, but that one was dead set on. Fiachi just didn't, he must have had a lapse in concentration, I'm sure.
Fourth kicks and two handballs. Payne is too far out to score, although he's got a breeze. The breeze is blowing from his left to right, virtually straight down the ground. He'll kick from 15 metres. He puts it up. The big men fly. Oh, it's going to go very close, but it's touched right on the line. There would only be centimetres in it. 2-5-17 the leagues. They've had plenty of play this quarter. They lead Port Adelaide 1-1-7.
Coach Neil Baum putting the hand up and wondering what he can do. Well, he doesn't need to do a lot more. Gee, that's not a good kick out by Phelps. Yes, the Redlegs are working it well, and Port Adelaide are under pressure. Abernathy puts the ball down toward the centre wing, centre of the ground. Almost taken by Darren Smith. Keith Thomas, the handball across. Andrew Jarman making a real nuisance of himself for Port Adelaide in that forward line. Finds James. James will put the ball in towards centre half forward. A chance for the big leap as Pascoe was up high. Johnson claims the mark from behind, and it is paid. Plays on quickly. Abernathy, the runner, again uses the left boot. Hutton underneath the ball. Should have taken the mark. He's not handled it at all well today, David Hutton. Unusual for him because he's had a great season for Port Adelaide on centre wing. And that's the second time, Neville, in this quarter that I've seen him mishandle.
He did. He had to recover quickly there and try and hold it in with Warhurst, and if there was any credit out of that contest, it was that he was able to do that. Jarman, beautiful hands onto Rowe, around his body Rowe. He's looking for a forward playing in front. The bounce goes against James. Fiachi mishandles. Ace pitches it. It was a free kick, and that'll go against Brett James. And we'll go to George. Fiachi, number 4 for the Magpies. They won't waste any time at all. Paul Northeast is the receiver. Unorthodox kick, but he's very effective indeed. He's one of the toughest halfbacks in league company. Good spoil. Crumb is Dantocher's. On to Jarman, back to Dantocher. He kicks in high. Oh, Inash is back. He has to get a kick there. And, it's a hard player to play, Brian, but you've really got to forget about the ball when it's in the air because he's not as tall as Abernathy, I don't believe.
No, there wouldn't be much in it in terms of height, but he uses the body so effectively, and there's no doubt that's a free kick. It's got to be. Any umpire would pay that.
So Aish, kick 6 last week in a good display. Second kick. First goal to Michael Aish, the third to the Redlegs on Nine's Wide World of Sports.
Yes, Michael Aish playing that forward pocket, and he really is working and running around, moving out toward that centre half forward area. As the ball came in, Abernathy used the body. Aish backed into him and then went forward, and there was an obvious push there. It was paid as that, and Michael Aish doesn't miss goals. He didn't. 3-5-23 Norwood, Porter 1-1-7.
Back in ruck. Johnson will go against Pittman. Norwood getting their drive from Dantocher in the centre. Jarman, Rowan, Thomas at the moment. Port Adelaide started brilliantly, but the last 15 minutes has probably belonged to Norwood. Quick handball. The runner is Abernathy. He's had plenty of touches from half back. He goes long. Shildrick playing in his first league game. mops up, goes long back towards half forward, but Hutton puts it down again, had clear hands to it. Johnson goes to Hines, he's caught by Thomas, and that is holding the ball. Keith Thomas playing on the ball for the Redlegs, he goes in long. He wants the runner, Claby comes out to meet it, Piarchi going the wrong way, plenty of courage there. One thing about Piarchi, when his eyes are on the ball, that's all that matters. Doesn't matter what's coming at him, he deserved his free kick. Left foot, high to the wing. Hines and Warhurst in battle. Brown and Thomas get the crumb. And the free kick will go Brown's way. That's silly stuff by Keith Thomas. He should know better. The youngster outscored him there, and Brown will kick the ball in forward for the Magpies. Sheldrick behind Smith. The good punch. The crumb is Warhurst. He's grabbed too high and he'll get a free kick.
Yes, he was grabbed by Darren Smith. Did not have the ball. Smith thought he did. Played on quickly to Scanlon towards centre half forward. Phillips is there with Robran. Phillips strong. That is a good mark. A beauty. The big fellow puts it out toward centre wing. Northeast. The runner. Further forward. Third kick to northeast. Ginniver underneath the ball. Didn't take the mark. Clever handball wide. Gives Darren Smith the opportunity. He's at half forward. Drags the ball back. Didn't give it a lot of height. Working in there over the top of it. There's Ginniver again. Williams. Zimmerman is in there. Tanner on the bottom of that pack trying to get it out. Rowan Smith comes in. Stephen Williams over the top of the ball. Umpire will make a decision, and it's a high tackle against Scanlon to Stephen Williams, and they've done that all day, the umpires. They've been consistent in paying the player who's at the ball. Stephen Williams puts the ball in. Hodges on the lead. Didn't take the mark. Well spoiled from behind by Maynard, and running the ball away is Sheldrick. Puts it wide towards centre wing, looking for the safety of the boundary line, and finds it.
A crowded football park in excess of 20,000 would be my guess, and such a fine day and a good contest between these two. They deserve a good contest. There they are, bathed in sunshine, enjoying every minute of it. Throw in. The offensive side of centre wing, grandstand side for Port Adelaide. Brown well smothered by Zimmerman. Good hands to get it to Payne. He gets clear. Brilliantly done by David Payne. He'll go in towards half forward. Robin from behind. Pittman there as well. The crumb is Michael Aish. He'll go wide. He's got Claby on a lead. That's the way it goes, and Claby completes the play. Good work by the Redlegs. They contested the ball, had a crummer at the bottom of the pack, and ran away with it to kick short to Claby. Couldn't have written the script better. That's what all coaches would like. Unfortunately, it doesn't happen that way very often. Four kicks to Claby at least. 1 point. He's added another to that. That's 2 points to Claby. It's been in the play, though. 22 minutes gone. The Redlegs 3 goals, 6-24. Port Adelaide 1-1-7.
Not a good conversion rate from Brendan Claby. He's got the ball pretty often in that forward pocket, and Phelps will need to tighten on him if he's not to make a real nuisance of himself. Tap away. Michael Aish is there. Wanganeen shows pace and brilliant skill. The handball across, looking for teammate in Tregenza. It'll go back to Wanganeen again. Wanganeen now through half forward. Short kick. Hodges is on the lead and spears into his chest. Gavin Wanganeen is, if he's not now, will be a star. Really did play that well down centre wing. Scott Hodges may be out of his kicking distance. Not a lot of breeze at Football Park. But it may be into him. He's had one shot from here before, shaping up from about 45 metres. Distance is no problem. Accuracy, neither. Scott Hodges, the first goal on the board, and Port second.
Well, the credit, apart from the brilliant kick of Hodges, really lies with Wanganeen. He started his run at half-back. He outran Aish and the Norwood forward line to go down the wing. He kept his run up, eventually got the ball back, and finally Hodges ended up with it. He's deadly accurate from any position on the ground. He's having a magnificent season, and he put his first on the board.
In the centre again, Pittman versus Johnson. They'll be at it all day. Johnson gets in first, gets his backhand to it, looking back for Brown. Taken by Stephen Williams. Again, Hutton shepherded, and the handball was meant for him. Darren Jarman takes it to Aish. Clever work to Payne. Payne will go back to the full forward area. Now the chance. In front, Pascoe. Spoiled away by Harris. Piarchi. Robran, good tap out, northeast. Williams, wide Hutton, and the Magpies go out of defence. Toward half forward, Hines couldn't take the mark. From behind, Warhurst was there, taken by Scanlon. Now the handball across to Claby. Claby was tackled quickly as he kicked the ball around. Northeast came through and tried to thump it further forward. Jarman took it to Dan Tokia. Look at Tanner, The handball wasn't quite there. Made him work hard for it, but he backed up D'Antokia, did it well, and goes long toward the goal. It deserves better than a point. But that's all it gets. 3 goals, 7 to 2-1.
Inaccuracy already looming as a problem for the Redlegs. They've had plenty of the play. Conditions aren't that bad, and their shots at goal been pretty poor. They might pay for it dearly. Wanganeen getting plenty of touches. He's directly opposed today to Keith Thomas and Andrew Jarman, so he's got plenty of football talent to beat there. 7 touches Wanganeen. Keith Thomas is 6. Because Port Adelaide used the Brown, Wanganeen, Marnie types, ruck roving and roving, so they might not necessarily always be together. Rowe, another kick forward around the body. Tanner stays underneath it. Garchi there. They've made a point of paying nearly everything today, the umpires, as Tanner goes on quickly. He earned the free kick for too high. Rowe is the player that takes him off him. He goes long. Phillips and Robran do battle. The ball goes back to Big Pittman. He handballs looking for Thomas. Robran there as he stays with it. Goes off the ground. And kicks his second point.
Would have been a magical goal. Matthew Robran is posing problems, I think, for Greg Phillips at centre half forward. He's got a bit of height and certainly some pace. It will be a good duel. Tim Ginniver takes the mark from the kick out to David Hutton. Hutton around the man in David Payne. The kick left foot. Bevy of Norwood players there. Scanlon gets there first. May have got the free kick, but Hines got the handball across. Rowan Smith through half forward. That's a trip or being held on to. The umpire makes that decision. It might have been a trip. Nevertheless, the free kick is paid to Smith. He plays on quickly. Handball across to Hutton. Hutton 45 out. Just puts the ball into the forward pocket, out of bounds on the full. And under pressure, it wasn't a good kick, and Port would have wanted a goal to get right back into it. They're 2-1, Norwood a 3-8.
Zimmerman, who Maynard at least to bring the ball back towards half back for the Redlegs. Pittman couldn't get it. Ross throws himself over it. Beautifully done by the Magpies now to give Williams a chance. He's held without possession, and he'll get the free kick. So the umpires are paying everything, and they're being consistent with it. The player at the ball and in front will get all the protection today, and there's nothing wrong with that. David Weston in your screen, umpiring with Laurie Argent. Williams now. From 40 metres, Hodges kicked one from here before. That won't make it. Maynard over the top. Williams or Smith with an opportunity. That's Darren. Ginniver to Rowan. Smith is brilliant. The kick is offline. Plenty of pressure out there. Rowan Smith in your screen kicks his first point.
Almost 27.5 minutes played in the first quarter. And a tremendous football game. A tremendous crowd. And the surface, as normal, suits it. A couple of players in James and Ginniver not happy with each other as the kick comes in. Mark not taken by Sheldrick. The soccer off the ground. Andrew Jarman was good. Tanner now has the run through the centre of the ground towards centre half forward. Aish, no mark. Clavey feeding well from behind. Onto the left boot, puts it up. The chance for Pascoe, uses the body, didn't take the mark. Ken Soccer, oh, the bounce didn't favour him at all. Gave Ben Harris every opportunity, and the Magpies have a let-off. Kick wide. Tregenza, a couple of bounces. With his 6th kick, puts it in toward the half-forward area. Big Russell Johnson takes the mark. That's a good one, but he's too far out to score as the siren blows. A great first quarter. Norwood 3 goals, 8-26. Port Adelaide 2-2-14. The action brought to you by Nine's Wide World of Sports. Start of the second quarter, the margin is 12 points in favour of the Redlegs at Football Park as Laurie Argent puts the ball down. Johnson in ruck with Pittman. Up they go. Neither got a hand to that one. Pittman has to go in, tries to get boot to ball. Quick kick away by Stephen Williams. Covered about 5 metres. He had another go then with a soccer off the ground that was more effective. Hines couldn't take it. Scanlon neither. In there, Paul Kemp, who's just come onto the ground. David Brown has gone off the ground for the Magpies at quarter time, and that's a loss. Tanner's kick out of defence. Aish again with Abernathy. Heavy body by Phillips puts Robran down. That's a tremendous bump, and Robran is down on the ground and he is winded. Let's hope it's only that as he's getting up now. Gee, he was met heavily by Phillips, and Phillips is about 17 stone. Tregenza's handball across. Kemp using the body well. Deserved the free kick that he got. Umpire coming in, and Matthew Robran in screen looks to be okay, but he hurt on that one. Kick in by Kemp, found Wanganeen. Wanganeen is, I think, a little out of his scoring distance. He'll kick from 50 metres. Hodges will be the flyer, along with probably about 5 other players. Oh, I thought he was out of his distance. He was not. Gavin Wanganeen has put it through, speared it right through the centre. He has his second goal.
What a talented leg. What a talented player. Saw him in that first quarter kick a brilliant goal from a set shot. On that occasion, the same set shot, but kicking over 50 and going with a bit of a breeze. But we saw Michael Aish have a shot from there in the first quarter. Couldn't make the distance. It was a brilliant goal. One the Magpies needed. It brought them within 6 points of the Redlegs.
Again, the ruckman to do contest in the middle, both jumping early and both missing the ball, and Bittman has to go back in. Andrew Jarman gets another kick forward. Fiachi takes it from the back pocket. That's a great smother, Michael Aish, and he goes and gets the ball. That's worth 2 kicks. He got the handball back to Rowe, which wasn't Aish's best handball. Rowe had to struggle to get it. Tregenza gets it away. Wanganeen comes in, and Dean Tokia will take the mark. I think Wanganeen was committed in the air on that one. Scanlon puts it towards centre half forward. Marnie taps the ball out clever. Looked like Marnie might be doing a job on Andrew Jarman. Rowan Smith takes it away, spears the pass out. Hodges' second grab, couldn't take it. He was out in front, good position, good kick, couldn't take the mark. Zimmerman takes it away from Maynard and puts it wide. Gives the chance for Keith Thomas.
Thomas is well taken to ground by Northeast. First to it is Jennifer. Play on's the call. Northeast as Jarman stays back at the play. Northeast kick goes towards centre wing, and Lester Ross can't control it. 26 plays 20, and it's going to be a tough contest. Undoubtedly the first side that doesn't win the hard contest and doesn't get the hard balls that'll go down today. It'll be a tough physical clash. Rowe's kick is smothered. Williams there with an opportunity. Dan Toccia there as well, but well got out by Williams to Geneva. Quick kick by that player forward. Met well by Sheldrick. His first game for the leagues, doing it pretty well. He's taken it ground. Great tackle by Hodges. Well, every contest that's hard is ending up in a free kick. I think they're just worried about losing control. But as I said earlier, as long as they do it all day, there won't be a problem. Sheldrick now from half back. Goes up high, straight to the big men. Johnson and Phillips could raffle it. Wanganeen's the runner. He's getting plenty of valuable touches. The kick is beautifully put to find Hodges. He's too far out to score. He'll be looking to put it in long. He goes over the top of Hines' head. He's got to rely on Rowan Smith. Oh, Zimmerman up too early. Nearly gave away the free kick. A chance for Rowan Smith now. If he can get around the body, he can. Goes towards goal. He's very wide indeed. That is out on the full, and the free kick will go to the leagues.
Plenty of action at Football Park. Scott Hodges is well out of his ground. May have been moved to centre half forward. He's on Sheldrick now, and the ball's going that way. Hodges will be the leaper with Johnson. Sheldrick from behind. Johnson taps it further forward. Comes back to Sheldrick now. Rowe, Tanner, Sheldrick. The kick into the centre of the ground. Underneath the ball, standing his ground, Dan Tokia takes the mark. Well, it wasn't David Payne, in fact. And he had Paul Northeast bearing down on him. It took it well, puts it wide, gives the opportunity for Rowe now. Could use the runner in Tanner. 8th kick, the handball came back from Thomas to Tanner. Tanner short, Michael Aish forward pocket, drifted back. Abernathy came forward, Aish dropped back, the kick over the back, and he's getting a real reception from the Port crowd, but certainly not deserved for Michael Aish in that forward pocket. 4 kicks and 4 handballs. Taking time with the kick. Oh, just snicks the inside of the post, and 1 point only to Aish.
Port Adelaide supporters getting a lot of joy out of that. Michael Aish in the play again. Goes to ground. Good contest as players come in to hold the ball up. And we'll have another ball up. 6 minutes in. I suppose the booing was about Aish getting off the tribunal during the week. And, as Commissioner Martin has said, it's had to do with a good record more than anything else, and probably consider himself lucky Around the corner, James. Oh, he's kicked a goal. What a magnificent goal from the forward pocket.
That is an incredible goal. Brett James, I thought it was a point. I thought it had gone right across the face of goal, but he got the ball and with no angle at all to aim for, just put it to boot with the left boot and put it through the goals, and Ben Harris almost broke the goalpost. He went for the spoil to try and knock it through for a point, and he almost took the goalpost with him. What a goal.
Back in the centre of the ground, David Weston will do the honours for the umpires. David Pittman from your right, Russell Johnson from your left, Pittman the knock, Jarman the kick. Aish underneath it, he'll go to the ball, he's well spoiled by Paul Northeast, well done by Tanner, gets it out to Robert, he'll go through the centre, if he can break clear, there's a chance to score, he goes into the goals, he's offline, that's his second point. In fact, his third point. Recovered well from that knock by Phillips, it was a good clean bump, and, it really did wind him. There he is, the big fella playing his first game at half forward for the Redlegs.
4 goals, 10 is not good kicking. That's what Norwood have on the scoreboard. Porter 3-2, and the margin is 14 points. Phillips has kicked long. Well taken by Paul Northeast. That could be 50. No, it's not. 5th kick to Northeast. Puts the ball in from behind. Sheldrick spoils away. Geneva comes through. Picked up and kicked by Zimmerman. Back towards centre half forward. Phillips does the protecting to allow Northeast to take the mark again. Handball wide, gives the opportunity for Abernathy through the centre of the ground. Long spearing pass. Hodges is up. Oh, that's a strong grab. That is a good mark, Scott Hodges. 4th mark, and between 2 players. And he is within kicking distance. He'll kick from just inside 50. And I think that's probably his preferred distance. 4th kick to Scott Hodges. He has 1 goal to his credit in the first quarter. Kicks from just outside 50 and drills it. Hodges has 2.
It was a good movement by the Magpies through the centre of the ground. Hodges on a lead. The ball came in magnificently. Now, he was under pressure from 2 players. He kept his eyes on the ball, and he was absolutely thudded by physical pressure. He completed the mark. He's good, strong upper body, very difficult to spoil in front of his eyes, and once he's got it in front of goals, he rarely misses.
Pittman up against Hines. Pittman got the better of that one. Stephen Williams takes it away. The centreman with the left boot, looking out for Darren Smith. Russell Johnson having a rest in that forward pocket. The ball eludes him, and Sheldrick, who's playing well at centre half back, puts it out toward Payne. David Payne, nice work around from behind. Hines didn't take it, but backed up by Geneva. Puts the ball out to captain Russell Johnson, takes the mark between centre wing and half forward. Will play on quickly. Finds Hutton, has had to use that left boot a lot today. The kick down forward. Smith is there, spoiled from behind. And it was a good one. Maynard was the player. The ball is out of bounds in front of the scoreboard. 34 plays 26. 9 minutes played, second quarter.
Ruck contest goes to Johnson, but the crumb goes to Andrew Jarman. He has a look around and decides to go in long. Robber in the front of the pack. The ball's to ground. It's all the Magpies as Kemp goes forward. Now he's replaced Brown, who's roving at the moment. He goes to centre wing. Tanner there. He'll do battle with Tregenza. It's been a good battle to date. Williams comes in to Shepherd. Williams is held on to, and he'll get the free kick. He's at centre wing. Oh, the lead is on by Hodges. That's the way it goes, and he takes the mark out in front of him. As I mentioned earlier, since he's been out on a lead and running at the football, he's been impossible to stop. He used to like to sit in the square and wait for it to come in once upon a time. Not anymore. His 5th kick, he has 2 goals. He'll kick from 50. Won't score a goal with it. In fact, it's only a metre away from that. 1 point only, so Scott Hodges takes his tally to 2 goals, 2. And Port Adelaide go to 4 goals, 3-27. They trail Norwood by 7 points.
The kick in. Underneath the ball. The umpire's seen a free kick. David Pittman may be the recipient. He is. He was on the ground. I didn't see what it was for, but he's got the free kick and he puts it wide. Payne, defensive side of centre wing. Toward the half-forward area. Big Greg Phillips, spoiled away by Robran, comes to ground. Rowe has got pace, but can't control the ball. Did he kick it out on the full? He did. It just came off his boot, and Fiacci will take the free kick. Unfortunate for Stephen Rowe. But Port Adelaide have it. Fiacci puts the ball toward the half-forward area. Big spoil from behind, gives the opportunity now for Hutton, gets there first, with him Zimmerman. Hutton into the forward pocket, half forward area. Zimmerman holds on. Crowd call holding the ball. The boundary umpire will do the honours. Just outside 50 metres from the Port goal. Johnson in ruck with Warhurst. Johnson got his hand to it, a good tap over. Wanganeen looking for the feed-off handball. Darren Smith has got the ball, looking inboard towards centre-half forward. Tregenza, he didn't take it on the first take at all. Had to go back. Clever work, and he's got around. Can he goal now? On the right boot, but hooks. 1 point only. 4 goals for Port Adelaide, and Norwood are 4 goals 10.
Brilliant individual effort by Simon Tregenza. Nearly got a goal out of almost an impossible situation. Maynard brings it in. Warhurst behind. Play on's the call. He feeds off to Tanner. They got out of that well, the Red Leagues, as James has it now. He pushes it in long. Robrin's underneath it. Phillips goes backwards, but Robrin takes a mark. It's held on to. It's good defensive work to keep him from playing on. Robrin now puts it in high with his 5th kick. They're looking for a long, big mark at full forward, the Red Leagues. It's well knocked forward. Fiarchi will be first to it. He gets past the oncoming Pittman and runs into space. Now he's got to set up. He has a look. Runs a fair distance. Thomas is the player that comes to meet him. He goes over the top to Wanganeen. He can run a mile with it. Has 3 bounces. Short to Smith is beautifully put. And Rowan Smith will be stopped by Sheldrick just forward of half forward. He plays on quickly now. Turns it around the body. In towards full forward. Hodges there, but it comes off hands. And it's 1 point only. 4 goal 5, 30. 29. The Magpies, Norwood 4-10-34. 5 points to the Red Leagues.
I thought I saw Gavin Wanganeen as he came down that eastern boundary, bouncing the ball with both hands, right hand, left hand. What a talent he is. Zimmerman takes the ball at the 50-metre line. Puts the ball in toward the centre of the ground. From behind, Kemp spoiled the ball away. Keith Thomas is there, dispossessed. The handball came out from Williams to Hines. Hines put it in long. In position is Maynard. Should take the mark and did it well. Rodney Maynard playing at fullback on Hodges to Tanner. It is a great duel. Tanner playing very well on Tregenza. D'Antokia playing in the centre and doing quite nicely too. Puts it down to Robrin, spoils the ball away, then soccers off the ground to Clavey. Clavey now will look for the full forward lead. Pass goes there. Harris from behind. Umpire didn't pay any free kick. Soccered toward the line and taken across by Stephen Rowe. It'll be a throw-in in that forward pocket.
Good close contest. Stephen Rowe in your screen as he holds his eye. Getting plenty of touches today. So all the little men out there, both for Port and for Norwood. Hines in ruck against Pittman. Body work by the big fella. Pittman gives him the ball. Aisha's caught. He goes to ground. Play on. James has got it. Chips it across the square. First to it, Harris. Did well to get there before Pascoe. Payne and Harris go to the ball together. Payne should win the race. Will be closely pursued. Manages to get away with it. Gets it out to Thomas. Harris there. Grabs Thomas. Jarman comes to help. Goes backwards. Needs assistance. Payne is there. It's a high kick towards half forward. Underneath it, Robrin. Well spoilt by Phillips. Williams caught with it. Gets rid of it quickly. He's got Thomas loose. Now Payne. He's in space. Has an opportunity. Stab one's into Ace, and he's completed the play. Free kick rather than the mark, says umpire Argent. And again, the Port crowd boo Michael Aish. Seen some things in poor taste before, but that takes the cake. I wouldn't like to see any player with that record booed, whether he's Port Adelaide, Norwood, Glenelg or North Adelaide. The kick will go close. It's in the square. A chance for Pascoe, but it's over the line. 1 point only.
Yes, I agree with you, Neville. Michael Aish, tremendous player. And what happened last week is irrelevant because he's played so many great games for Norwood and for South Australia. Phelps puts the ball in long. It's a free kick, which way the umpires see it. It's for David Hutton against David Payne. Hutton was going to go for the mark, and Payne used his body and well outside that 5-metre limit that's allowed. 8th kick to Hutton, goes short. Darren Smith playing at centre half forward, but he's taken the mark on defensive side of centre. We'll look toward that centre half forward area now as he plays on, puts it in. Rowan Smith will be the leaper. Zimmerman from behind. Well, I thought it was a mark. I thought he held it long enough. Umpire didn't see it that way. Ginniver is over the top of the ball. Plenty of players there. Umpire David Weston will bounce. John Cale Never a relaxed man at all during a football game, even when Port Adelaide are winning easily. They're not at the moment. 4-5-29 the Magpies, and Norwood are 4-11-35.
What a great clash we've got on our hands, though. 29 plays 35, and we're 16 minutes into the second quarter. It should be this way all day. Around the corner goes Rowe, towards the boundary line and out of bounds. Port Adelaide, of course, in absolutely magnificent form at top of the ladder. They want to hang on to that. Norwood trying to recover from their defeat last week. It wasn't so much they got beaten, it was the fact that they capitulated after half-time. Disappointing game as Kemp chips the ball out. Rowe goes without it. Kemp tackles him. Ross to Dantoccia is good. He's playing well. Warhurst pushes it forward. Now an opportunity for Jarman. He goes through centre wing. Quick hands onto Aish is good. Aish now dodges around Hutton. Kicks long with his left boot. Goes in towards full forward over the top of Claby. Phelps it is, in fact, who relieves the ball, and he goes to Abernathy. Abernathy, a real talent, short, goes to Tregenza, picking up a lot of kicks. Goes through the centre of the ground. He was looking for Geneva. Williams is there. That's Stephen Williams over the top. He's got a runner. It's David Hines. The kick in is beautiful to Hodges, and he completes it. 6 marks to Hodges. 2 goals, 2. And his 6th kick coming up. He'll kick from about 50 metres. And with the breeze at his back, I'd back him in to make it. He's very, very accurate at the moment. In he comes, he punches it hard, he looks for the distance, pays a price of accuracy, and it's 1 point only. That's 4 goals, 6 now. Port Adelaide, 30 points. They trail Norwood 4-11-35.
There's 2 goals, 4 in this quarter to the Magpies. They'd be wanting a better result. Hodges from 6 shots than that. Hodges does it well, gets it out. Tregenza, the handball away quickly. Kemp is in there, didn't shirk the issue, and neither did Ross. That is 10 metres. Just Justin Scanlon. Kick from centre half, from half-back flank. Robran with Hines. He's well out of his centre-half forward position. Will kick to that area now. Called to play on. Has to use the left boot. Hines will get in there first. Didn't take the mark. Rowe is in there to tackle. And a stalemate on centre wing. Umpire David Weston will bounce. We've played just over 18 minutes of the second quarter. Plenty of action. Just 5 points the difference in favour of Norwood. They led by 12 points at quarter time. Weston puts it down. Pittman in good position. Hines did it well with the left hand. Marnie tried to tap it on. Successful to Tregenza. Across to Geneva. Wanganeen is the runner. He's sensational. Can go at goal. Puts it up, but it won't just come around enough. And 1 further point. The Magpies turn to be inaccurate. They've gone to 4 goals, 7. Norwood 4 goals, 11.
Gavin Wanganeen kicked one from there earlier this quarter. What a great goal it was too. On the run, it's a lot more difficult, of course. It's a real talent. Maynard brings the ball back in for the Red Leagues. High as Pittman, can't complete it. Geneva and Dantoccia go to the ground together, and we have a stalemate. So the Red Leagues have gone in with Sheldrick at centre-half back, Robran at centre-half forward, with Aish up on a half-forward flank, and Dantoccia in the centre. Jarman having a run on the ball, resting at half-forward. They're the important changes from last week. Port Adelaide pretty much is named, although Kemp's come onto the ball, onto the ground, onto the ball. Marnie's tailing Jarman, and David Brown is off the ground. Ross goes to ground, and we'll have another ball up, 50-metre mark, eastern side of the ground. Port Adelaide into attack.
Again, Gavin Wanganeen had to work hard for that one. Had 3 Norwood players there, and kept the ball in the area. That was the round of applause we heard. Tap down. Jarman over the top of the ball. Ross there as well. Zimmerman gets the handball out. Stephen Williams grabbed a little high. We'll take the free kick from outside 50 metres. We'll want to play on quickly. Hodges is in the square with Maynard. Puts it in that area. It's 1-on-1. Hodges, Maynard, Hodges! The umpires paid the free. Maynard was definitely pushed, and or he lost his footing. He's paid the mark, should I say. Scott Hodges. That's an interesting one. He's only 10 metres out with his 7th kick. Has posted his 3rd goal, and that was one, Neville, that we'd want to have a look at.
Yes, they were in body clash, if you like, or tussling for the ball as it came in. But appeared late that Hodges just turned around and pushed Maynard out of the way. He may have well been being held onto, but without the replay directly, it's very difficult to see. In any event, the umpire was in a better position. He paid the mark to Hodges. He had no trouble kicking his third.
The Magpies lead by 2 points at the 21-minute mark of the second quarter. In the centre, Hines got high, got the tap down in there, taken out by Kemp, puts the ball toward half forward. Rowan Smith doing a job on Zimmerman. Did it well with the body. Can he get around that play? Good tackle from behind by Zimmerman. The handball out. Scanlon is there over the top, does it well. D'Antokia in support, Zimmerman the run. Played it well from half-back, the young fellow, with his second bounce. Well shepherded. Fifth kick as he puts it in toward half-forward with Paul Northeast, who I fancy now has the job on Michael Aish. Abernathy had it earlier on. Stephen Williams is centre half-back to take the mark. It was either he or Phelps. A good talking resulted in Williams taking it. The handball across to Northeast put him in heaps of strife. Abernathy the tumble punt to half-forward. Wanganeen couldn't control. He's in there again over the top of the ball. That could be a free kick. Umpire pays it. High tackle. Gavin Wanganeen maybe in kicking distance. He kicked one from 50. Hodges was by himself. But now he's gone back and taken too much time. But he may well make the distance. I said he couldn't from 50 metres on grandstand side earlier this quarter, but he did. He'll kick from just outside 50 metres. It'll be his 10th kick. Drop punt. Long kick to the forward area. Won't quite make it. This is Darren Smith. That mark is paid. Smith right on the line. Was a good kick in by Wanganeen. And he held it long enough. Laurie Argent just bringing that player around on the mark. Darren Smith lining up. No goals as yet to his credit. Sheldrick has played him well at centre half back, and Smith has put through his first goal and the Magpies' sixth. Or was it touched? It was. Well, it was touched off the boot. The goal umpire indicated that, so it wasn't Darren Smith's first goal. Port go to 5-9, Norwood to 4-11.
Maynard brings the ball back into play. He goes high towards half-back, and then take the good mark is Tom Warhurst. Quickly he goes on. He's got Tanner at the defensive side, allows him to face forward, and the ball rolls out of bounds. There it is, Sharon. We're at centre wing, grandstand side. Magnificent conditions at Football Park, a stadium of over 20,000 people, and a good contest. Sheldrick through, stays over the ball, did it well. By David Weston will have another bounce. Laurie Argent is his co-partner today, looking after this difficult game at Footy Park. In fact, probably easier than a lot of other games. The better the contest, the easier it is to umpire. As Tanner chips one around the corner, he's getting plenty of touches, Tanner. 15 touches midway through, or towards the end of the second quarter, should I say. Half forward, Redlegs in attack. David Pittman and David Hines to do battle. This time it's Pittman. Rowe, if he can get through, nowhere to go. Pittman gives it up, looks for Jarman. Stolen beautifully by Williams. Tries to turn it back. Wanganeen in trouble, gets out of it, as he so often does. Has a bounce, looks forward. What a talent. High, underneath it is Rowan Smith. Zimmerman there, gets back on it, Zimmerman. He needs some support. Was beautifully tackled, no free kick. Smith there, in dives Sheldrick. Foster there as well. He goes out of bounds. Ross, finally it's Tanner. Everybody thought it was out of bounds. I can tell you that's out of bounds. That's out on the foot.
Yes, kick under pressure. Paul Kemp will take it and put it back in for the Magpies. Hodges from behind. Big leap. That's his 8th mark. Well, he came from the side. The kick wasn't a good one from Kemp, but Hodges had the leap and had Zimmerman to contest with in the end and took it strongly. Hodges hasn't kicked all that accurately today. He has 3 goals, 3. And he's had 8 kicks. Lining up now for his 4th goal. Taking time. And that one's drifted off the right-hand side again. So Hodges has 3 goals, 4. The Magpies go to 5-9, Norwood to 4-11.
Only 4 points in it in favour of the Maggies. Far side of the grounds, the choice by Maynard on this, or Scanlon it was that brought the ball back in. Holding the ball against Stephen Williams, and that'll go to David Payne. Payne from half back. We'll go to Robran. The contest between him and Phillips. Let's have a look at it. Robran there, the punch away by both of them in the end. Ginniver pushes the ball back to half forward. Behind is Maynard, who'll mop up. He's in a lot of trouble if he gets caught. Gets through, does it well, chips short, finds Pittman. The next play will be Rowe. That's the way it goes. Now Rowe's got plenty of time. Payne will shepherd for him. In comes Kemp, not before the ball goes forward. But as they go forward, they misdirected it. Ben Harris there, he chucks it out to Ginniver. Along the ground under pressure. D'Antocchia there, so too is Pittman. He's got Maynard, or he's got Thomas, sells the dummy, ends up using Maynard. Maynard needs help. Beautifully intercepted by Wanganeen. Ross comes in, Maynard's got him. Play on's the call. Williams to Rowan Smith is good. The Redlegs will pay for this. On a lead, Hodges, and he's completed it again.
Well, is Rodney Maynard playing on Hodges at the moment? That's the question.
He's left him right alone if he is. Darren Smith under pressure. He'll get the free kick, if not the mark. And that's the question that needs answering, because Maynard was right up the ground and you wouldn't think he could afford to leave him alone for that long.
Well, he figured in about 3 or 4 plays, Neville, in the centre of the ground, and I wonder whether he has been shifted or whether he just chanced the arm.
He's back on him at full-back now, and it's not unusual for Maynard to go down the ground on a long run. But that occasion, it really proved very costly indeed. Darren Smith kicks his first. Port Adelaide kicked their 6 on Nine's Wide Water Sports.
Yes, the Magpies have lifted a notch. Scott Hodges had to contest, I say only with, but Justin Scanlon is a good player, but Scanlon was left back there with the much taller Hodges. A big job to ask him to compete when the ball was coming in as it did. Hodges got the ball on quickly. Darren Smith, the mark, low to the ground, or the free kick, whichever you like. He's posted his first. Port 6-9, Norwood 4-11, 45-35, 10 points in favour of the Magpies.
Hines got the knock. D'Antocchia got it out of the ruck. He goes long towards half forward for the Redlegs. They need to get it through this position. This is where they've been let down a few times, particularly last week. Payne goes in hard. Wanganeen with him. Jarman feeds it out. Hines is caught with the ball. Thomas has got him. That's holding the ball. Keith Thomas from half forward. On a lead is Ducker. As the siren goes, the Redlegs go forward to no avail. At half-time at Football Park, Port Adelaide 6 goals, 9-45. They lead Norwood 4-11-35. The action's on Nine's Wide Water Sports. It's the Magpies by 10 points as we start the final half here at Football Park. Traditional rivals, the Magpies and the Redlegs. No result from ruck. Opportunity for Thomas. The Redlegs forward. James underneath it, can't complete it. Piarchi with him, edges around, well played by Piarchi, good defensive work. Chips the ball back to centre wing, through strongly Thomas, onto Payne. His kick is taken by James, to Rowe, to Jarman, short, to Clavey. Is good football by the legs. The last half of that second quarter, Norwood looked a little bit outpointed as Port lifted a cog or two and took a 10-point advantage. 8th kick for Clavey as he comes in, already 2 points to his name. It'll go very close, not quite, loose in front of the pack. Free kick, and that'll go to the Redlegs by the look of it. It's Pascoe. That'll go against Tregenza. There was body work behind the play. In fact, it's against Harris. Didn't see the infringement. He's not happy about it, Ben Harris. But Pascoe's a natural left footer. He missed a goal earlier in the piece from a set shot, but that was a lot further out. Number 30 for the Redlegs should have no problems from 5 metres, bringing up his first goal, which he does, and it's the Redlegs' 5th.
Yes, it's hard to say with that one because Harris was right on the line, spoiled the ball away. There was no one else there. Tregenza came in late and he would have taken it through for a point. In fact, he did. But Pascoe leant back on Harris's body, and the umpire deemed the free kick was for holding on to Pascoe in that full forward area, and full forwards don't miss them from there, only 2 metres out on a very slight angle. He didn't. So Norwood hit... kicked their 5th goal, 5-11-41. Port Adelaide 6-9-45. The margin is 4 points in favour of the Magpies.
Johnson and Pittman to do battle. Pittman from the left of your screen. Umpire Argent puts the ball down. It's a good bounce. Pittman gets the knock. Williams fights hard for it. Ball on the ground, no result. As we've mentioned, brilliant conditions for football. Spring and finals weather come at once. Welcome the major round on us next week, and of course these two teams will play in the qualifying final next Saturday. Ball to ground. D'Antocchia goes long. Robrin couldn't take it. Ace with an opportunity, eludes a few players. Gets on his left boot, puts it in long. Pascoe underneath it. Oh, another free kick. He was menaced by Harris. And all day they've paid the player in front of the pack at the ball, and there's been a lot of questionable kicks. For minor infringements, players have got kicks, regardless of where they are on the ground. So Pascoe, his left footer, so his kicking foot's inside boundary. Not the best place to be, on a very acute angle, 30 metres from goal. He's a little offline and brings up his second point. So Norwood to go along to 5-12-42. They throw at Port Adelaide 6-9-45.
He didn't drop the ball that well, Andrew Pascoe, on that occasion, and didn't look confident in going for the kick. Phelps's kick out wide is meant for Hutton, beautifully taken off the top of the pack by Tregenza. Through centre wing, 3 bounces toward the full forward area with the 10th kick. Hodges on the lead, on the first bounce, not quite. Maynard with him from behind. Warhurst caught with it, almost holding the ball. Crowd called for it. Umpire David Weston said, "I'll bounce on that 50-metre line in the Port forward area." The Magpies by 3 points. Hines up, taps back, looking for Brown, who's onto the ground again. Went off at the end of the first quarter. Jarman's kick away has found Keith Thomas. Defensive side of centre wing. Looks for Tanner and finds him. Tanner toward the half-forward area. Fiachi comes to meet it. The handball wide to Hutton is good. Hutton's kick towards centre half-forward. From behind, that's a big leap by Hodges and a beauty. Had the sit and took the mark strongly. He's 50 metres out. He has had 10 marks, this player. And it'll be his 10th kick. He's kicked 3 goals, 4 by my reckoning. The kick with his right boot is strong and long and accurate. Hodges has 4.
Good, strong mark by Scotty Hodges. All the technique, textbook correct, as he got the jump on Rodney Maynard, came from behind and had no trouble completing the mark at all. From a longer distance earlier in the game, he missed, and he was very pleased on that occasion to make the distance, to keep the accuracy, and brought up his 4th and Port Adelaide 7th.
The Magpies increase their margin to 9 points in the centre again. Argent puts it down. Wanganeen taps down cleverly. Gives Brown the opportunity to put boot to ball. He does to half forward. Darren Smith, Sheldrick in pursuit. Smith taps the ball on. Ross will get there first. Smith comes in and leaves it for Marnie. His tap out found Scanlon. His handball was thwarted. Pretty heavy work in that forward area. Scanlon in there again. Almost gives the ball out to Sheldrick. Taken by Tregenza. Short handball inboard. Ginniver across to Brown was good. Brown's kick in. Maynard from behind. Hodges with him. The ball was touched. It was 1 point.
David Brown back on the ground. Left the ground in the first quarter, and Kemp came on to do the roving. Marnie went to look after Jarman. 7th kick. D'Antocchia as he goes to Payne. Payne's kick inexcusably goes over the boundary line. That's not good enough for a senior player. Running free, gives the ball back to Port Adelaide. Fiachi over centre wing. Thomas or Warhurst. Correctively, back to Warhurst. Long to half forward. Abernathy underneath it, puts it down. Phillips, good handball to Phelps. Phelps in turn to northeast. They've got runners, Port Adelaide, and plenty of them, as Abernathy comes off a half back through the centre of the ground. Darren Smith's the target. Good body work against the younger Sheldrick. He manages to hold him up. He plays on though, Smith, anxious to get it forward. Goes to Ross. Ross now. Goes back towards Jarman. Backwards to Tanner. Back to Jarman. That's good setup by the two. and he'll pick off short. Ace is on the end of it, and he'll want to play on. The crowd go to their boos again, which we've come to expect for Ace in this match. Goodness knows why. He's done nothing to Port Adelaide. Short to Claby's the aim. Beautifully done. Johnson getting back to help out. Phelps is the player. He gives it to Abernathy from the back pocket, and he kicks long to centre wing. He's put down after play, and there's a free after disposal.
Yes, that silly stuff that gives Port the advantage. Their back line is looming as a big worry now to Norwood because they're playing confidently. Tregenza toward half forward. The ball thumped away by Zimmerman from Rowan Smith, and the ball is put out of bounds. Andrew Zimmerman's done a fine job today. Smith hasn't been a great influence at half forward. Just had the 8 touches, Rowan Smith. A tap out. He's on the bottom of the pack again, gets it out to Marnie. Marnie now looking for someone. Wanganeen over the top. Ginniver, in fact, it is. James there as well. And Andrew Jarman was the tackler. Umpire Laurie Argent to bounce the ball in danger territory for Norwood. 30 to 35 metres out from goal. Warhurst, the tap. Sheldrick was in there. Ginniver. The handball came out. Warhurst, run provided by Tanner, who's played well on centre wing. Puts the ball toward the half-forward area. Robin couldn't take the mark. Johnson's back there. Handball's across. Phillips, the tap was good to northeast. Northeast towards centre half-forward. Andrew Jarman, a good solid mark. Plays on quickly. Wide to Pittman. Pittman is on centre wing. He'll have to work hard here. Got smaller players against him and Russell Johnson. The tackle was good by Pittman on Johnson. Crowd call holding the ball. The umpire said play on. Soccer off the ground by Tregenza. Toward the half-forward area. Zimmerman will get there first. Rowan Smith as well. That's a free kick against Smith. And Andrew Zimmerman will take that free kick, and Rowan Smith's not happy about it, but it was definitely there.
Free kick. Andrew Zimmerman. He'll take it from half-back. Number 27 for the Redlegs, one of their younger brigade. A good player he's been. 6th kick. As he goes back over centre wing. Pittman will do battle against Johnson. It comes to ground. Ace leaves it for Robrin. He's caught without possession. No free kick. Tregenza has the ball. He punches it in, but it's Warhurst. Couldn't control it. Sheldrick caught behind. Gives it up to Warhurst. Warhurst with nowhere to go. Gets it out to Ross. Ross and Jarman try and work it out. Port Adelaide. Player tripped in Marnie. No free kick. Hines high. In towards full forward. Up they go. No mark. Caught with the ball is Scanlon and Maynard by Smith, and umpire Argent will have another bounce.
A case of almost the 2 Norwood players holding it between them. I don't know whether Darren Smith was that strong to hold on to both of them. A bounce down. Warhurst took it. Scanlon took the knock. Scanlon got the kick out wide toward half-back flank. Johnson was up high with Pittman. The ball to ground. Abernathy shovels it out. Gives the opportunity for Tregenza. Caught with it. Caught holding the ball. Andrew Jarman from centre, from half-back flank, should I say. He's had 26 touches, 13 kicks and 13 handballs. That's a good mark, Greg Phillips from behind. I think the big fella had the spoil in mind first up, but found the ball in his grasp. Wanganeen has played very well towards centre half forward. Tom Warhurst, an easy mark in the end. Warhurst looking for the options. They haven't been able to get it through half forward for much of the second quarter or this third quarter. Biaggi is there. High tackle, and Georgie takes the free kick.
Quick hands on to Brown, and the Magpies go forward. Hodges and Maynard go to the ball together. Sheldrick's got the crumb. He's got help. Ross. Oh, the ball for Ross is a bad one to Rowe. Brown intercepts, but the ball is beautifully smothered by Ross, who came in to redeem that bad handball and save the day. There he is, Lester Ross. It's a younger brother playing in the reserves at the moment, Jonathan Ross, a good player. Wanganeen cops one high, no free kick. Payne comes out with it, kicks it in long, over the back of the pack. Thomas, if he can control it. Loose ball, Abernathy's got it. Phillips intercepted. Rowe with an opportunity. Dantokje, should I say. He puts it up high. Claby comes out first. He's looking for a good bounce. He gets it if he can keep the ball running for him. Phelps there with him. Biaggi comes in to help. They hold it in tight. Port Adelaide do it well. Johnson there helping out. Phelps jumps on the ball. Plenty of players there, and umpire Weston will ball it up at half forward for the Redlegs.
Always the best defensive move to drag it in, and even though the free kicks are paid nowadays, if you can keep it in that area and not let the ball run free, gives players opportunities to get there, and the Port defence did it well. One of those players is Abernathy as he puts it towards centre wing. Rowan Smith used the body. He's clever with the hands, looking out for Brown. Warhurst does it well. Well played, Tom Warhurst, to Scanlon. A good smother on Tanner's kick allows, well, Zimmerman it was, allows Hutton in. Hutton towards centre half forward. Hodges gets out the tap out towards Wanganeen. He's got a bit of space. The goals are free. He's gone low and wide. 1 point only. Port Adelaide go to 7 goals 11. Norwood are 5-12, 11 points in favour of the Magpies.
So pressure, the enemy in front of goals for both teams, as Maynard will bring the ball back in. Now, who he was looking for, probably Pittman. He didn't make the ground to get there though, Pittman. Finally, as Rowe has to compete. Dan Toccia, too many crummers, too many helpers, Port Adelaide. Ginniver to Williams. In turn, Tregenza, who is offline. 7-12-54, Port Adelaide, 5-12-42 Norwood.
Inaccurate kicking, the Magpies in this third quarter. It was the Redlegs in the first quarter who kicked poorly. They had 3 goals 8 on the board at the end of that first term. Hines, quick hands. Hutton on the left boot again. Brown, the opportunity. He looks pretty good for a player who went off at the end of the first quarter. He centres the ball. Hodges is there, got one hand to it. Ginniver through, looking for the handball. Maynard took it well. Gets the ball back from Zimmerman and across to Dan Toccia. Run provided by Thomas. Into the centre of the ground, Robran. Nice take on the first grab, looking inboard. Finds Andrew Jarman short. Aish on the lead. Well passed and well taken by Michael Aish. He'll kick the ball from about 50 metres out. And the Port crowd have booed him all day, but this will be his 10th kick. Playing in that forward pocket area. Long toward goals. It won't be touched. Aish has put it through. And Michael Aish has his second goal. And Norwood creep a little closer.
Well, Bill, they like the Port supporters. There's one thing about Michael Aish, he is just absolutely reeking in class. When he's within 40 metres of goal and he's got a set shot, 8 times out of 10 he'll put it through. He's in the same class as a lot of great players, McGarry medalists in fact. And, he's under a lot of pressure out there today, as everybody is. It was a good shot at goal, a good mark, and well put by Andrew Jarman.
Margin just 6 points in favour of Port Adelaide. 14, almost 15 minutes. Pittman into the third quarter. Pittman got high. No free kick. Williams is in there. Handball away. Thomas takes it. His kick is smothered. Heavy body work. No players can get it out. Warhurst comes in, uses the body, and then gets the handball out towards centre wing. Ross overruns. Hutton the opportunity. And a little high that tackle by Michael Aish. David Hutton takes the free, wastes no time, gets the handball up to Ginniver. Ginniver will go towards centre half forward. Hodges is on the lead there, uses the body, well spoiled by Maynard. The ball dribbles through his legs again. Rowe misses it. Ross has got it now. He's well tackled. Again, heavy body work as players go in. They're desperate. They ought to be, with a margin of just 6 points.
Good pressure from both teams, at the body, at the ball, and it's been played in the best of spirit. Players desperate for the win, desperate to do well. Finals coming up. A good preparation for both teams. Warhurst does well to get it to Dan Toccia. He leaves through the centre of the ground. Underneath it is Robran. Phillips behind. 2 grabs. What a fine player Greg Phillips is. On the faster, taller Robran, he's managed with body to do some incredible things this afternoon. He deserves every accolade he gets. Not his best kick. It'll be intercepted by Tanner. An opportunity now for the Redlegs. He'll go in high. Underneath it, Claby. Ball to ground. Jarman is there. So too is Abernathy. Marnie comes in desperately. Finally gets a hold of the ball. Goes backwards to Phillips. Claby. Jarman. Ebert-style handball. Dan Toccia forward. First two at Aish. Gives the ball out. Under pressure. Abernathy goes without it. Phelps. Loose ball. Opportunity for the Redlegs. Claby there. Aish 2. Punches it forward. Pascoe caught. Held. Free kick. Play-on's the call. Coming out with it is Harris. James takes him to ground, but Abernathy will relieve the pressure.
Well, I thought it was well umpired because Pascoe really played for the free kick. Abernathy's kick is wide. Wanganeen. Pace. Sockers off the ground. Can't quite get down to that one. Zimmerman now applies the pressure. There's 2 on 3 there, and still Wanganeen looking for, finding Rowan Smith. Inboard to Hines. Hines in the forward pocket. Left boot puts it out for Hodges. Hodges will take it easily. And the Magpies have worked it so well. From half forward, centering it and giving Scott Hodges the opportunity for goal number 5. Acute angle. Kick number 11 to Scott Hodges. Lining the goals up. Goal umpire says that's good enough for me. He has 5.
In tight circumstances, it was beautifully played by Wanganeen. And between he and Rowan Smith, they worked it out to Hines under a lot of pressure. And the kick in from Hines was an absolute beauty. Maynard read it badly. Hodges dropped back into the centre of the goals. The kick came in beautifully for Hodges, and to Port's delight, he marked and kicked his 5th.
2 goals apiece to Norwood and Port in this 3rd quarter, and the margin is 12 points in favour of the Magpies. Johnson to Marnie to Williams, wide Tregenza. What a battle this has been, Tregenza and Tanner. Both have played superbly today. Tregenza puts the ball in. Hodges from behind. Oh, Hines came in from the side and took it strongly. He wants to play on, didn't have a go at goals. Looked for Rowan Smith and found him in a better position. At centre half forward, some of the crowd calling for a 50-metre penalty, but that's not on. Umpire Laurie Argent right on the scene. Rowan Smith will kick from 40 metres out. I think Heim was probably within his kicking distance as well, but very unselfishly put it across. 6th kick only to Rowan Smith. And he's put it through for his first goal.
Unselfish play by David Hines. He saw Rowan Smith, the opportunist, lurking at half forward with a full face of goal. And he quite deliberately, David Hines, kicked the ball to Smith. Zimmerman had given him plenty of space. And he hasn't done that all day, Zimmerman. He's been pretty tight on Rowan Smith. He had no trouble from 50 metres kicking his first goal, Rowan Smith, Port Adelaide's 9th, as they eke out their lead to 18 points.
19.5 minutes played in the 3rd quarter. Vizza is on the ground. James is off. Norwood making some changes. They need to. A pretty hefty margin. 18 points, the largest of the game thus far. In the centre, Johnson and Pittman. Pittman got his hand to that one. Brown has taken it away for the Magpies. Toward half forward, Rowan Smith, big leap, well spoiled from behind, beautifully taken by Johnson off the pack like a rover, gives Hutton the opportunity. Ginniver back to Hutton, onto the left boot he goes, and 1 point only. Magpies are looking ominous at the 20-minute mark of this 3rd quarter.
Good movement by Hutton. Payne had done the running and then stopped as Hutton kept running forward. If there was any mistake there, it was that David Payne didn't continue the run, but it was a good movement by that man in your screen now, Hutton. Hines, he got it to. On turn to Rowan Smith. All the attacking at the Magpies end. And high. Maynard gets the spoil. Ross will take it to the boundary line. Outnumbered at the end by David Brown, Wanganeen, and David Hines. There's David Brown in your screen, number 21. A good player for the Magpies, either on the ball, in the centre, forward pocket, half forward. Versatile. Marnie comes out of the flank, has a shot at goal. It's a wild one, and it's offline. His first score for a point. Port Adelaide 9-14-68. They take a 20-point margin over Norwood 6-12-48.
His 2nd kick, Wayne Marnie. He's had the job on Andrew Jarman today, and Jarman really well held in the 2nd quarter. He had an enormous first quarter with 13 touches. The kick away by Zimmerman towards centre wing. Abernathy got there first, played on, put the ball back, centred it beautifully toward Darren Smith. Now he can play on, can go short toward Hodges. He wasn't quite on the lead. Perhaps he should have gone long at goals. Back there is Warhurst. His handball's thwarted. Attempted soccer off the ground by Hodges. In there, Ross. On the bottom of the pack was Dan Tokia, who got it out, and Tanner eventually took it away, and Andrew Jarman is loose in the centre. Marnie's left him. He's got about 20 metres. He's had a couple of bounces through toward half forward, into the full forward area. Perfectly placed kick to Aish, who takes the mark under plenty of pressure and a 50-metre penalty, I would think. Laurie Argent's coming in, pointing the direction to Paul north-east. It's back in the goal square. Aish took the mark. Northeast came in far too late. And Michael Aish will be put right, dead set on the line, and I would think straight in front. No angle to contend with. Has 2 goals, the champion. Now he has 3. And Norwood is still in this.
It was beautifully done through the centre of the ground by Tanner to get it to Jarman. Goodness knows why he was 45 metres by himself. Marnie has the job on him. I think he was busy up forward. Jarman let him go. His kick to Aish was beautifully put. Aish dropped back on the pack, got away from Northeast. Northeast tackle far too late. 50 metres applied. Aish is 3rd, Norwood 7th as they close the gap to 14 points.
Just what the Redlegs needed at the 22.5-minute mark of the 3rd quarter. Now they need another one to get a little bit closer to the Magpies come 3-quarter time and make an exciting last quarter. Johnson got the tap. D'Antokia, the handball across to Rowe. Rowe long toward the half-forward area. Claby came to meet it and missed it. Harris took it. The handball wide to Northeast. Had a bounce and put it toward Wanganeen in the centre of the ground. Oh, he's missed that one. He lost his footing at the vital moment. Andrew Jarman calling for holding the ball. I think the ball was behind him, and the umpire saw that. And the tension showing. And the Wrigley's is getting a fair go through there as well.
I wouldn't like to be the Wrigley. Plenty of attention for Barm and for Kale. Pittman down, looking for Rowe, found his opposite number in Wanganeen. Scanlon through as he jumps over the pack. Gives it to Rowe. He belts it in high. No opportunity there. Pascoe couldn't control it. Harris at the back of the pack slips over. He'll want to be quick. Gets it to Fiarchi. Good defensive work, the Maggies. In front was Robran. Got the punch. A chance for Rowe. Brown in hard. Beautifully done. He stole it. Claby tackles him. Robran's got Fiarchi. Williams goes to ground. Pittman's got him. Brown comes in. Well done to get it to Fiarchi. The defence stands up intact. What a defence it is. There's a fight behind play. It is really on behind play. As the ball goes through the centre of the ground, it's Jennifer who gets it in low. Hodges by himself, or Hines should I say, and that's a free kick.
I saw what was going on behind play. The action is with Hines, but Robran is down, and David Brown is the player, I think, who did the damage.
Hines offline, 1 point only from 40 metres, so that takes Port to 9:15.69. They lead Norwood 7:12.54. Matthew Robran in all sorts of trouble.
Kick out wide. Plenty of action at Footy Park. Hutton onto the left boot. He got it from Rowan Smith. Smith in there. Shepherds allows Hines to come in. Dispossessed. Warhurst, Scanlon. Plenty of pressure. Abernathy underneath that one to take an easy mark. Matthew Robran is up and okay, it seems. The kick into the centre of the ground. Stephen Williams. 10th handball to Williams. Brown is there. He's got the ball, getting the Bronx cheer from the Norwood supporters. Hodges is there. Got the opportunity around the body, and he's put it through. That's his 6th.
What a player! 3rd this quarter, 6th for the game. Magnificent piece of work by Hodges. He was caught out in that right-hand pocket going to the north. He chipped it around the corner. He knows exactly where the goals is. He has magnificent goal front sense, and he brought up his 6th. Port Adelaide go along to 10:15.75. They eke out to 19 points again over Norwood, 7:12.54.
Into time on to the 3rd quarter. Back in the centre, Johnson and Pittman. Johnson gets the run out of it. Pittman got his hand to it. D'Antokia is in there. Visser, in fact, it is. And he's taken to the ground. Umpire Laurie Argent restores order and will bounce. Pittman, hand to it. Kick forward by Payne. Fiarchi is there. The defence is playing better for the Magpies now as he puts it in toward the half-forward area. Darren Smith, that's a clever tap across the top, has given Brown the opportunity. Hodges on the lead, and he's got it. There's nothing that Maynard could do about that. That is too quick. Hodges was leading from the time it was tapped over by Darren Smith. He's only 30 metres out. The Port champion, full forward, has kicked 6, 3 in this 3rd quarter. In he comes. Kick is strong and straight. Hodges has his 7th.
Beautiful piece of work, bringing the ball in by Brown. The lead was good. If you watch Hodges very closely, he very rarely ever goes to the unobvious place. When a player's running in, he will run exactly to his legs. He'll wait until the player lifts his eyes. He takes off. He makes it easy. The player just has to follow through with the boot. He did it beautifully, David Brown, and the full forward didn't let him down. He's kicked his 7th.
54 plays 81 with 27.5 minutes into the 3rd quarter. The Magpies are looking pretty good. Johnson got the thump away, taken by D'Antokia toward the half-forward area. Phillips, Robran, who looks to be okay. Rowe looking for a feed-off, gets it toward Visser, gets around one player, gets around the second, and couldn't quite get it to the 3rd. In fact, he found Michael Aish. He looked for Aish. Aish around the body. There's a magical goal from Aish in the forward pocket. That is his 4th.
Good piece of work by Visser. He stayed over the ball. He got through 2 or 3 players. He had Aish in mind all the time. We saw Aish dropping back into that pocket. He manoeuvred beautifully to get it to him. Was put off balance late in that kick. Still, it was punched in. It was straight. He lined his body up, kicked it well, and Aish had no problems chipping it around the body. He's magical around goals. He's an absolute freak with the ball. There he is in your screen. There's not much of him, but it's all value.
The margin reduced to 21 points. In the centre again. Johnson got his hand to that one, taken by Keith Thomas. Thomas around the body, towards centre half forward. Robran was there with Phillips, the tap out in the direction of Tregenza. Tanner working well. Andrew Jarman, Tregenza keeping the ball in that area. It eventually comes out, or does it? No, it doesn't. There's the Port bench. Mark Williams, if he would take his hand away, is there. Watching John Cale and Brian Fairclough on his left. On his right, should I say, on our left.
Right, Williams with the Ray-Bans on. Plenty of sunshine here today. It's magnificent. Robert in again. He's been in the wars today. He ran into a running Greg Phillips in a classic shoulder bump. Went to ground winded. He was in an affray earlier in this quarter, and the suspicion is that David Brown was reported for allegedly striking. As he goes to goal, Jarman. Ball in the square, opportunity for the legs, but Fiacci does the backman and percentage thing, forces it over the line for another point. 11-13-61, 20 points arrears to Port, 11-15-81.
Dying stages of this 3rd quarter. It's been a good quarter of football. Hutton takes the ball on his opposite wing, puts it out toward co-wingman Tregenza, props, puts the ball towards centre wing. Brown holding on, I would think. Umpire pays the free kick in that manner. And Justin Scanlon from centre wing toward the half-forward area. Robran from behind, spoiled away by Phillips. Marnie puts body over the ball. Finds the captain in Johnson, who tumbles one toward the half-forward area. There is no one within the 50-metre area for the Magpies, and something has happened behind play. Wayne Marnie has either been reported or a free kick has been given against him, at the very least. So Visser's got the free kick in the centre of the ground.
Visser, the left foot, he punches it in high from behind Claby. The Crummers in front is also Claby. No one helped out. Paul Northeast was there for the Magpies, though. It's well done. Hodges right up the ground on his left boot. Chips it long. Warhurst is underneath it and should complete the mark. He's got the runner in Zimmerman alongside of him. He looks for someone down the ground. It's all Port Adelaide underneath it, though. The siren goes. It's 3/4 time here at Football Park. Port Adelaide, 11 goals, 15, 81 points. They lead Norwood 8-13-61. The action's been on Nine's Wide World of Sports.
Final quarter at Football Park. The margin 20 points in favour of the Magpies. And in the centre, Johnson against Pittman, the 2 big ruckmen. Johnson got his hand to it. Jarman, Wanganeen tried to get it out. Stephen Williams got it to Brown. Brown toward the half-forward area. Hodges is steaming out, has to go hard. The thump away onto the ground. Claby, certainly not playing in his forward area, has gone to defence, it seems, for Norwood. Has picked it up nicely. Across to Scanlon. Warhurst out toward the centre wing. Getting there first, Tregenza. Has played well, gets it to Northeast. Williams made Johnson work hard, but he picked it up nicely to Ginniver. Ginniver in board to Wanganeen, picked it up toward the goal. Can be shafted through. Hodges, and Gavin Wanganeen has his third goal, and he's been a star today.
And he is definitely in the category of future champion. There's no doubt about that. He is oozing class. He's a beautiful touch player, good skills player. He's always at the ball. He's always running forward. He's got a good defensive action about him where it's starting to improve. There's not much of him. In fact, he reminds me a lot of Michael Aish when he first started playing football. He's a brilliant young player. He's kicked 3 goals today and been a major part in Port Adelaide's good work.
Interestingly enough, Neville, he's kicked the first goal in both the first quarter, second quarter and third quarter, and all within 1 minute of the start. Fourth quarter, should I say. It's a big effort. Taken by Ginniver. Toward half forward, tumble punt. Darren Smith will get there first, can drag it back. Hodges will be the chance. Back there he has to work and got his hands to it. But in there is... I thought Warhurst would have taken it across the line a little bit earlier than that. But it's through for 1 point. Anyway, it looks like Mark Ducker has been put to the full-back position on Scott Hodges, and that's a big job for Ducker.
Indeed. Clavey with a chance. He'll come out of the pack with it. Has a look. He's run down. Finally gets the ball to boot. Robrin comes in, takes a good mark. He wants to go on with it quickly. He's got Tanner wide. That's the way it goes. Tanner's kick is good. He's looking for Maynard. Well spoilt by Phelps. Goes to Vizzer. He's a natural left footer. He can stick it right down the throat of Pascoe. That was the way he goes. Hesitation has killed him. He's held on to the ball. Maynard has given the ball, but far too high. Don't know what Norwood are waiting for. Waiting for Christmas, the way they hang on to the ball sometimes. Sheldrick puts the ball out of bounds, and a fine opportunity goes wasted for the Redlegs.
Is it ever? Really was a chance. Darren Smith in your screen. You can test the ruck. He gets in front. Sheldrick was there as well to contest. Ginniver and Scanlon, plenty of heavy bodies. Comes in the direction of Tanner now. The handball out to Pittman. The big fellow does well and puts the ball towards centre half forward. Abernathy underneath it, takes an easy mark. 13th kick to Bruce Abernathy. Had the job on Michael Aish early, but was taken away when Aish was proven a problem. There's a push out. That is very, very obvious against Mark Ducker. And Scott Hodges will take a shot for goal. In fact, he's got someone loose. He's got Hutton an opportunity. But he's decided now to go back and shoot from just outside 50 metres. He's kicked 7 goals. It's his 16th kick. One of his easier ones today. And he's put it wide, so he's kicked 7 goals, 5. 7 goals, 6, I'm told. Maybe my adding up is not quite right. But a big effort from the full forward.
13 shots at goal is a great effort in anyone's language. Short to Thomas is good. You want to be quick with it. Fires it away, but it's to no advantage. Tregenza up high, nearly takes the mark. He's paid the shepherd. It's normally what happens when players get caught under it and they go back to the player who's under the ball. Tregenza now. He centres the ball. He's only got Marnie there. In front is... That was Ross. Couldn't complete it. To go to ground, well held in by Marnie. He was outnumbered and kept the ball in the area. Norwood have not managed to do well in the tight clashes. Port Adelaide have come away with the ball far too often in those positions, and it's cost Norwood quite dearly, as it did last week against the Roosters. Smith caught with it, and there'll be a ball up. What a magnificent crowd, what a magnificent day, what a magnificent stadium. Enjoying it all, bathed in sunshine, and enjoying a good game of football as well. Oh, Wanganeen with an opportunity. That's his fourth on Nine's Wide World of Sports.
He is so quick with the hands, Gavin Wanganeen. The opportunity was given to him low to the ground. He snatched it and then belted it through for his 4th goal. And what can you say about this man? He is already has got the stamp of a star on him, and he's been a fine player today. He really has worked the ball on the forward lines. He's won it out of the centre as well. On that occasion, near the goals, you couldn't do it any better than that. Wanganeen has 4. Port Adelaide march on to 13-17-95. Norwood are 8-13-61.
In ruck. Russell Johnson and David Pittman. Pittman with the knock. Straight to Port Adelaide though. Williams and Tregenza with a chance. Northeast is the player they search out. Aish in the picture. Well shepherded by Northeast to allow Phelps to get the ball. Ross overruns it. Wanganeen comes through. Does it beautifully. Gets through 2 of them. Shot to Hodges. What a magnificent Smashing piece of play. Hodges puts it down, lets the little man down. Ross, Scanlon and D'Antocchia work it out. Wide they can go if they want to. Ross has got it now. He's got Clavey wide. If it sits for him, it does. And he'll shoot it in long. Maynard, he's got the drop on everybody. Up he goes. Phillips from behind, but Maynard takes a good mark. Play on was the call. And umpire Weston says Greg Phillips had a bit of that as well.
Gee, I thought Rodney Maynard marked it, but he's not making any fuss, so he probably didn't. Phelps, that thump away is good. Gives Brown the opportunity. Defensive side of centre wing. 14th kick from behind. Hines, strong. Takes the mark. Inboard to Rowan Smith. Back to Hines it'll go. Hines can run directly to goal. Inboard he goes to Geneva. This gives Hodges the chance. The handball really wasn't on. Hodges goes back. Wanganeen steadies and pops a point.
Wanganeen did the right thing. Except rather than just stand still, he should have taken 1 or 2 steps forward just to complete the follow-through. It's a little offline. Handled it pretty coolly though. Visits the target. Doesn't take it. Tanner there. He'll be met by Geneva. Finally, it's Visser again. Kick as far as Tregenza. Beautiful eyes to find Rowan Smith in the centre of the ground. At half forward, at least. He's at 50 metres, and he'll pop it in long. Let's go with the talk. It's off the side. Front position is Hodges. Ducker from behind. Forces the point. Port Adelaide 13-19. 97. They lead Norwood 8-16-61.
It's a 36-point margin. Surely the largest of the day. The Magpies are looking to go further. Tregenza wasted no time after that mark. Look for Brown. And inboard to Hines. Tanner was there. Hines has the opportunity, but can't quite find it. He's still got the ball on the ground. Looking for a feed-off player. Finds Stephen Williams. Williams can go in towards centre half forward. That's where the danger area is. Looks back behind. They're playing around with it a bit much. Abernathy now will belt it long toward the goal. He puts it up. Hodges is there. Shepherd's ducker. And Bruce Abernathy has kicked a goal. And that would just about be the match.
It just appeared that Bruce Abernathy was a bit frustrated with all the playing around with the ball that some of the forwards and Hines were engaged in. He said, listen here, you lot, I've had enough of this. He belted one long from over 50 metres. He let the wind do the rest. It carried towards the goal, and from half back he kicks his first. Port Adelaide's 14th, and Norwood in more trouble than they would ever imagine.
Yes, they surely are. They really need to do something and do it awfully quickly. In the centre, Marnie trying to work it out. Rowan Smith is in there as well, taken by Geneva. The handball out was wide and good. Gives Hutton the opportunity. Onto the right boot he goes, looks back for Rowan Smith. Clavey takes the mark in defence. Brenton Clavey, who played at half forward in the forward pocket in the first quarter, with his 11th kick now in defence. Puts the ball towards centre wing. From behind, northeast spoiled. In fact, the spoil wasn't effective. Matthew Robbins paid the mark. In front, and no one standing his mark, so he plays on. Gets around Hutton. Now puts the ball deep in. In front was Harris. The ball tapped away. Rowe has an opportunity. Can go back in toward Visser. Visser's asking for it. Has got it. Now left-footed. Goal. Goal umpire says it just shaved the post. So nothing going right for the Redlegs. We're 9.5 minutes into the final quarter.
Another easy opportunity for the Redlegs. Goes missing. Phelps to bring the ball back in. Good mark underneath it was Hutton. Quickly on to Smith. There's good play. Tregenza. Watch him run. Williams next. Hines has a chance. Tregenza keeps running. Gets it back. What a brilliant piece of work. He deserves a goal and gets it. That's what hard work's about. That's great football from the Magpies.
Simon Tregenza's first goal, and that is what teamwork is all about. There's no doubt. And that tap out from Hines, it was started from half back. It was worked all the way through the centre. Stephen Williams had a roll in there. Hines got it out. Tregenza eventually, the tap back from Hines was superb. And the run into goal. And he doesn't miss from 20 metres out. The Magpies storm away. 15-19, 109. Norwood are 8-14, 62.
In ruck, David Pittman and Russell Johnson. Johnson from the left of your screen. Far too strong, the Magpies at the moment. Just doing it with hard work, with good team play. They've won most of the tight clashes. Payne on this occasion takes one away for the Redlegs, though, as they set themselves high in front. Phelps gets back and takes a good strong mark in front of Pascoe. His kick goes to centre wing, or favours the centre wing side. Northeast takes a good juggled mark and kicks it in long. Wanganeen underneath it, he's pushed in the back and will get a free kick. Ross is the offender, doesn't like it. The umpire was within metres. 18th kick, he'll go to Hines. All Northeast making the run up the far side of the ground. That's loose by Norwood. Gives them a loose kick in. Hodges comes to meet it. Ducker is caught. Hines goes back to Brown. Or Brown over the top. Williams, if it stays in, is a real chance. It finds the boundary line on the full. And then it'll go to Norwood for a free kick. Brenton Clavey will take it. He's deep in the forward pocket. They could use Jarman on the far side. Decides that he's covered. Will come grandstand side. Underneath it, Tanner, no trouble completing the mark. Really has to go back and kick long. Robert out early, probably too early. Comes to meet it. Phillips with him. Good body work by Phillips. He goes to the boundary line. He's done a good job today, Phillips, on Matthew Robert. What a fine player he is. Off comes Paul Northeast. He gets the ovation of the crowd. Richard Foster's come on to replace him. Then Toccia, Pittman, Thomas, and the Redlegs go forward. Underneath it is Maynard. He's well spoiled on that occasion by Phelps. BRG, he's been superb in the back pocket. Goes to Maynard, equally as good. And Hutton, watch him run. If it stays for him, it does. Through he goes. Two players. Williams the space. Hines is next. Oh, he tried to break through. Paid the price. That's holding the ball.
Great tackle by Tom Warhurst. Wastes no time. Across to Payne. Payne toward Robran. Good mark. Well, I would have paid it. The umpire didn't. I thought he brought it down. Ross, far too slow. Wanganeen tackle from behind. Abernathy is in stripe. Andrew Jarman now looking for the handball and gets it across. Rowe with Fiacci in pursuit. Rowe goes long to Aish in the forward pocket. He's been the shining light, Michael Aish. He's kicked 4 goals. And every time they've got the ball up there, he's been a danger. Unselfishly puts it back to Visser. Unmarked, Darren Visser. Greg Phillips on the mark now, but of course that's not his player. Visser will shoot from about 40 metres out. Pretty academic at the moment. The margin is 47 points in favour of Port Adelaide. 5th kick to Visser. Puts it high to the goal square area. Players set themselves plenty of jostling. Russell Johnson takes the mark. After all of that, right on the last line, the captain will put Port out of defence.
Good work by the captain to get back and help out the defensive area. Wanganeen high. Recovered by Payne. Backwards to Jarman. Comes to help him. Held on to Jarman. 17 kicks Jarman and 14 handballs. He's put it in long. Straight to Abernathy. Surely that wasn't exactly what he wanted to do. In front, Scanlon takes a good strong mark. They'll have another chance, the Redlegs, to make a better attack at goal. Robin wants it in long. Scanlon kicks in. That's his 9th. From behind Pascoe, he might do better to play in front of the pack. Jumping over the back. And you've got to jump over Johnson and Phelps is hard work. Clavey tries to grab it. 3-4 grabs. He comes in late with Ross to help out. Touched out. Beautiful tackle, Williams. Play on's the call. Should have been holding the ball. Now with a chance, Scanlon. Chips it in. Pittman comes late on the scene. He'll be caught, but much faster. Abernathy does well to keep it in play. Johnson comes in, misses the target, and we'll have a throw-in on the 50-metre line. Eastern boundary in the forward line for the Redlegs.
About halfway through this final quarter, 47 points is the margin in favour of Port Adelaide. It was 20 points at 3/4 time. Rowe tried to get the handball out. Wanganeen, very quick. Geneva. Hutton through centre wing toward the half-forward area. Players holding on to each other was Marnie and Ross. Ross got the better of the duel. Handball back to Sheldrick. It missed him. Kent came in across to Marnie. Can go directly at goal and does so. Wayne Marnie puts through his first goal and Port Adelaide 16th.
3 kicks, Marnie, but remembering he had the job to shadow Andrew Jarman earlier in the day and to some degree was successful doing that, although Jarman's had plenty of touches. Probably took the edge off his game. He works pretty hard, Marnie. He's done a lot of work on his skills and his hands. On occasion, he ran through the centre, took advantage of a hand error by the legs, capitalised on it, kicked his first. Port Adelaide well and truly got this game in the bag at the 16-minute mark.
All 5 goals for the quarter scored by the Magpies, and just a solitary point by the Redlegs. In the centre, Johnson got his hand. D'Antokia to Thomas. Thomas toward the half-forward area. Leading out is Rodney Maynard. Didn't take the mark. Aish almost took it off the pack. Phillips is in there. That's almost holding the ball. Phelps, in fact, it is holding the ball. There's no doubt Phelps' left arm was held by Rodney Maynard. Conceded that. Then Maynard will kick from the 50-metre line. Had the job in the first 3 quarters on Scott Hodges. And Hodges got away in that 3rd quarter to kick 4 goals. So he's moved to the forward area. Harris spoils the ball away from behind. All Port Adelaide. Wanganeen gets there. It would have been any of 3. He was the quickest with his 19th kick. Puts it toward the centre wing. The tap out from Darren Smith to Hutton. Sheldrick tackles well. And it'll be a boundary throw-in on the centre wing. Ryan Fairclough on left, John Cale on right, looking fairly happy and relaxed. He ought to. The margin is substantial.
Centre wing, eastern boundary. Ginniver pushes it forward with a knock. Rowe is caught. Has been caught a lot today. Ginniver gets it around the corner on his left again. That finds the boundary line. I mentioned earlier that these 2 teams will play next week. Norwood, of course, will play in the elimination final against what looks to be South Adelaide now on the Sunday. And Port will play in the qualifying final against North on the Sunday. Take an extra day's rest. The Maggies to go into a major round. Here's an opportunity for Rowan Smith. Goes into the open goal and kicks his 2nd.
Well, Rowan Smith would be happy with that. You don't get him too much easier. He read it off the back of the pack as the ball came in. There was no one there in defence at all for Norwood. He just picked it up, could have run right up to the goals and put it through. Decided to pop it from about 10 or 15. And has put through his 2nd goal. Port Adelaide 17th, the Magpies 17-19, 121, Norwood 8-14, 62.
Far too easy for the Magpies as we go over the halfway mark of this final quarter. Back in the centre, Pittman and Johnson. Sweeping handball by Brown. Johnson can't control it. Smith goes without it. Finally, it comes out to Payne. He'll go in long. They've done it pretty hard all day through their forward line, Norwood. Visser to Tanner. Fumbles, regains. He's a talent, Tanner. Does it well. Underneath the ball is Aish. He'll jump at the ball and complete the mark. I'll let the crowd do the talking for you. It's been a feature of every time he's had the ball. He's got 4. He's a chance for his 5th. He's been really the only light in their forward line that's been of any consequence today. 14th kick, and he comes. Normally very accurate on that occasion. Not a problem. His 5th and Norwood's 9th on Nine's Widewater Sports.
He's a real champion. I think he's the only forward that Norwood have got, and I believe that if Michael Aish had his way, he wouldn't be playing that forward area. He likes to run around. He's a player, a playmaker. But he's in the forward area, doing his job well. Kicked 6 last week and has 5 today, out of 9 in a losing side. A tremendous effort from Michael Aish. He works so well in front of the pack, and he's always there at the bottom of it.
Again, Pittman and Hines to do battle in the centre of the ground. Hines on that occasion, he set himself and got the knock. Brown, or Kemp it is, through strongly. Did it well to get it on to Darren Smith. To Stephen Williams. He's got an opportunity from 40 metres, but his left boot lets him down. It was a pop shot. Sometimes they come off, sometimes they don't. There he is. I'm a fan of his. He's a tough player. Goes straight at the ball. Works very hard indeed.
Kick in from Mark Ducker. Wide. Hutton, no mark. Payne, the handball out. D'Antokia will get there, overruns, tries to soccer off the ground, leaves it for Ross, in fact. Ross is close to the line, too close according to the boundary umpire. It'll be a throw-in on the Port half-forward left flank. Darren Smith to contest with Brad Sheldrick. No, in fact, Pittman, David Pittman, should I say, contested that. Andrew Jarman got the handball away of sorts, but not before the free kick was paid. We'll go back to David Payne. Payne from the half-back flank with his 20th kick hasn't been the worst performer at all for Norwood today. Puts it towards centre wing. Harris was the flyer and took the mark. Played on quickly, got it back to Abernathy. His kick was smothered off the boot, or Wanganeen in there. It wasn't smothered, in fact. He takes the mark. Gavin Wanganeen, what a star he's been today. Kicks the ball in towards centre-half forward. Claby spoils the ball away. Tanner wasn't favoured by the bounce. Hodges tapped it out for Tregenza. Tregenza toward Ginniver. Ginniver wide. The Fiachu's come down ground looking for a goal. Little Georgie's got it. Once he gets the goals inside, he won't miss. But he handballs across. Tregenza from about 40 metres is just offline. 1-3 to Simon Tregenza. And the Port score goes to 17-21. Norwood a 9-14.
Tom Warhurst will bring the ball back in. Grandstand side is his choice. Pittman's his target. Front of the pack to take the crump was Claby. Stan Wilson's going onto the ball, to the back line, should I say. Started in the forward pocket, opened up well. Now finds himself in defence. Out of bounds, centre wing. 22 minutes gone. The game well and truly with the Magpies. Opportunity as the ball outruns everybody, Tregenza included. Wanganeen just chips it up nicely to give Stephen Williams an opportunity. Tom Warhurst, or a ducker should I say, comes out. Cleverly done, Williams. Hodges opens the goal face through for Ginniver into the open goal. He makes no mistake, that's his first. Port Adelaide doing it easily at Football Park.
Yes, they are. Stephen Williams started it off at half forward, had to contest, had to go. Had the ball in front of him and had Ducker bearing down on him. Stephen Williams went straight at it, got the ball out, and a series of handballs ends up with Ginniver, and Ginniver making sure from only 10 metres out for his first.
Back in the centre of the ground. Pittman will come from the right of your screen. He'll be opposed to David Hines. Even knock, Vizza gets it. Finally, Thomas, good handball back to Vizza. The left footer goes in long. Maynard sets himself, he doesn't grab it. Loose ball, Tanner. Been a good player. Vizza bowls over David Brown. Not a lot in that. Foster to Tregenza. He owns the football at Football Park today, Simon Tregenza. He had plenty of touches. Ross, Claby. Through the centre of the ground he goes. 14th touch to Claby, goes on to Jarman. Long from behind Pascoe. He's done that far too often today. Phillips and Robrin go towards it together. Foster sits back. That's the way Phillips decides to take the ball out of the back line and work it across the face of the boundary line. Hutton, now Foster with run. He's a fresh man, he should have some. And look who's in space. Rowan Smith. If it sits for him, he's got to get around Jarman. Does that. Good tackle by him. Holding the ball, and Rowan Smith says, I don't agree.
That was a great tackle. That was just the way it was meant to be. Around the hips. 19th kick to Andrew Jarman. Puts it in to Keith Thomas. He's also had 15 handballs as well, so he's had plenty of the ball today. Phillips and Pittman. Phillips balls away. Brown gets there. Rowan Smith, Abernathy in strife. Back towards Smith again. He's got a handball quickly, but Port Adelaide always seem to get there when players are in strife. Marnie was there. Hutton almost beheaded. Back to Marnie again. A lot of handballs, but they get it out of strife. Phelps toward Kemp, but the kick is offline and out of bounds on the foot. So Andrew Jarman will put it back into play. Pick number 20 to Jarman as he puts it to centre half forward from behind. The mark not taken. Johnson who went for it. Abernathy takes it. Hines, in fact, was the leaper. Abernathy's kick underneath his Kemp takes the mark. Andrew Jarman concedes. The free kick was there anyway.
Mark Kemp. On he goes. He's got Rowan Smith providing some run. So he wants to use it to his left. Saw Williams making the run. Claby will take him to the line. Hopefully it'll go out, says Brenton Claby. That's not the case. He finds Ginniver. Fiachi up the ground. He wants a goal badly, but he's going to give away a free kick, I think. No, Vizza's over the top of it. And George, There's only one thing to say now, fella. It's a long way back. He picks himself up and off he goes.
Well, he might stay around a little bit in that forward area, George. He can see the goals, he can smell them, and the ball's not going down in that area where he's meant to be defending, so he's going to stay there, I think. Stephen Williams takes a low diving mark, puts the ball back toward Rowan Smith. Runs provided by Abernathy, can go toward the goal again. The half-back flanker lines him up, puts it up to the goal square, but offline, and 1 point to Bruce Abernathy. Scored a goal earlier this quarter.
Socks down, and he's had a fine day. A lot of good defensive work from half-back. Ducker with the ball. He'll go towards Pascoe. William Phelps forced to punch away. Tanner there. Good handball from, looked like it was Ben Harris who got it off to Tregenza. Loose ball. Scanlon and Ducker work it out. Claby has to come against the tide. He's caught, puts it back into Port Adelaide territory. Wanganeen on his left boot, chips it around the corner. Oh, Hodges behind the pack. Absolutely no trouble at all. He's kicked his 8.
We're almost running out of fingers here to describe Scott Hodges' performance at full forward. But he took it off the back as Gavin Wanganeen came around on the left boot. He knew that Tim Ginniver was there. Ginniver was calling for it. The ball went to him. Ginniver couldn't control over the back of the pack. Read by Hodges, and 8 goals and lots of points as well. But it's a match-winning effort at full forward. 19-22 Port, Northern 9-14.
Pittman in ruck again against Harris. Harris gets the knock. Brown is caught, or Kemp at least, should I say. Visser out of the centre. Always kicked it straight to Abernathy. Robin was entirely by himself on that occasion. Smith gets it from Hutton and gives it back to him. Williams running through space. He's found a lot of space this term. Gives it on to Kemp into the open goal. He's wide though and offline for 1 point only. So Port Adelaide had plenty of shots at goal. They're 19 goals, 23, 137. They lead Norwood 9-14, 68.
Been a disappointing last quarter for Norwood. They've not scored, or they've scored the 1 goal, should I say, but Port Adelaide have managed 8. Wanganeen goes in, Ducker takes the mark. That 1 goal was to Michael Aish. They're shining light in the forward area. That's not a good kick out. Rowan Smith has read it well, takes the mark, sidesteps toward goal he goes. And he does not miss those. He's gobbled it up. He's put it through for his 3rd goal.
Terrible mistake by Ducker. He did well to read the ball coming in from Wanganeen and took a good mark. But his kick forward looking for Dantocchia was far too high. Left the ball open, or the game open at least, for Smith to run in through. He took a good juggled mark, played on, got around Ducker and scored his 3rd.
Dying moments of the game. Stephen Williams, too many players in the centre for Norwood, and Williams gets a handball out to Hutton. Hutton goes towards centre half forward. Ginniver with him, Wanganeen. Wanganeen almost throws that out, looking for Brown. Stolen by Claby. Williams claimed him. Rowan Smith again, got it from Kemp, lines the goals up. He's got 4. The Magpies very, very easily.
Yes, the game is well and truly over and the pressure's gone out of it. The result now very well and truly obvious, but Port Adelaide keen to tighten up the psychology for the finals. They'll continue to play hard, and as their game plan suggests, the same way. Rowan Smith, he's battled hard, hasn't had all the opportunities that he sometimes provides for himself, but he's kicked 4 in this, or 3 in this final term for a good individual effort.
The Magpies have a habit of coming home hard. They've done it again today with 10 goals in the final quarter. They've done it almost every week. Pascoe is in ruck. He's got the ball. Keith Thomas kicks the ball out toward half forward, and Foster juggles the mark. The umpire called the advantage to be played on as Marnie got it out wide to Tregenza towards Stephen Williams. Puts the ball in. Hodges on the lead, and he's taken that one. Beautifully put by Williams. Scott Hodges will shoot for goal number 9 from the 50-metre line. Certainly within his kicking distance, and he knows it. Taken time to size it up. This will be kick number 18 for Scott Hodges. Puts it up. He's dragged it a little, I would think. He has. He's made the distance, but a further point to his individual tally.
8 goals, 7, that's 15 shots at goal. What a great performance. What a sensational forward he is. It'll be hard to stop through any final series, and he could be well the difference between most sides and Port Adelaide. Tregenza goes on quickly to Williams from 50 metres. He lets fly with that left foot, puts it up high. Ginniver and Scanlon go to it together, but the ball is out of bounds. We've played 31 minutes of this final term, and there can't be much time left in this game. Beautiful conditions, fantastic stadium as we go into the finals. So the game really let itself down on this final term as Norwood have failed to put up much of a show. As Rowe has the ball, smothered, Pascoe, Kemp goes towards goal, but he's offline. And he's out on the full. Final siren here at Football Park. Port Adelaide, 21 goals, 24, 150. They defeated Norwood easily, 9-14-68. The action's been on Nine's Wide World of Sports.